Hi, and welcome to another episode of Discovering Our Gifts. I'm Jeannie, and with me are my cousins Lenny and Ani. On today's episode, we will be discussing the different types of spirit guides and how to connect with them. We'll also be sharing our experiences with our own spirit guides. Hopefully, you will find some information about yours too.
So today we'll be discussing spirit guides. From what I was reading and looking at, there's different versions of them throughout all cultures. Some people refer to their spirit guides as their angels. Some people refer to them as ancestors, family, or loved ones that have passed, before them. Some people don't think they exist at all. You always have those.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was watching Christina Lopez's video on it, YouTube content creator. I highly recommend that everyone goes to watch that video because she gets really entailed and she breaks it down really well. It's called The 9 Types of Powerful Spirit Guides and How to Call on Them. Another one that she has, which was also really good, is called What's Your Spirit Animal and How to Find It.
Okay.
Spirit guides are meant to guide us through life. Some of them are supposed to help us find our purpose or fulfill our purpose. Some of them are supposed to be assigned to you at birth. Some of them are assigned to you midlife. Like if you're on a new journey, you could get assigned a new spirit guide to help you through that particular journey.
Yeah.
What's that saying? A reason, a season, and a lifetime
Mm-hmm.
come into your life. So some spirit guides come into your life for a reason, some come into your life for a season, and some are with you for a lifetime. I know we've all had experiences with our spirit guides and all of that. It's I had one as a child, but my experiences have happened lately, probably in the last 10 years, and it's sped up in the last few years. And then
How
um
many of you met that you think?
the tall blonde Cheshire cat lady, she would smile at me and her whole body would disappear and there would be, I talked about it before, you would see nothing but her smile left, like Alice in Wonderland, the Cheshire cat. She was one. There are others, a bunch of others that, but I don't see their faces. There was one in particular that I dreamt of, and she was like, and I don't know why I knew she was female, but I couldn't see her face. She had like a hood that covered her face, and she was really tall. I'm short, so that doesn't take much, but she was really tall and thin. So that was 2 for sure. And then in my dreams, I've told you guys I keep dreaming about the same place and I always have a house there. In my house, my guides are always there and past like ancestors because they feel like family and loved ones, but I can't see their faces. And then what was it, about a month ago that I started asking for, I had asked my guides for an answer to a question. Was that about a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 days. I asked my guides a question. I gave them a symbol that I wanted to see if the answer was yes. Like that's how I would know they were answering me. And I think it was about 2 days after I asked, I had a dream and it was like there was a rumble of like people like wrestling and tussling. And there was one older man at the top of the pile and he was trying to like pull away from the pile, and it was like they were trying to keep him from doing something. It was like there was an argument, a discussion or going, and I get the feeling that they were discussing whether to answer my question or not. And then I got my answer a couple of days late, a day after that. So let me correct myself. Asked the question the next night I had the dream about that guy, and then the day after that I got my answer. to the question. And then last week, was it last week that we were talking, you and I, Jeannie? Because came back. Well, I was telling you my dreams are back,
mm-hmm.
and I dreamt.
This week. I mean, past few days.
Yeah, I had a dream. I was in Lenny Land, in my Lenny's world, whatever we call it. And there was a battle or a war going on, and all the planes were red. There were red ships in the water. The planes were red. And there was something else that was red. I can't remember. And I was with other people, but I don't know who they were. And then the guy that I saw in the first dream in the rumble fighting with the other people,
That's funny.
and I was with a group of people, but I can't remember who I was with. But then somebody was piloting the plane. All of a sudden I'm on a plane, and I could see out the window, and I looked, and I got freaked out a little bit in the dream because I saw planes like in midair, like going towards each other, like shit, they're really gonna
Crash.
battle.
Oh.
And I got freaked out, and I was like, oh my God. And then the pilot turns around and he says, don't worry, I'm gonna get us out of here. And it was the guy who was in that rumbling, tussling.
Oh, it's the same guy?
It was the same guy.
He in the rumble, you said you thought he was gonna
He was like
throw out
fighting, like
dragon fire.
his arms were caught up, and he was like trying to lift his head like that so he could like spew out the fire. And yeah, it was the same guy, same hair, same beard, same color. And he said, don't worry, I'm gonna get us out of here. And he was flying the plane. And then you sent me a video, and they said something about new guides or something.
Mhm.
And she said, and for whatever reason, they want me to say the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was on Red Plains with Red Wings. And
She's I'll tell you her.
Venusian Light Tarot, I think is.
Yeah. We've been receiving a lot of her
marker.
Yeah, I've recently connected to a lot of her readings, and they really resonated with us as a group and individually, each one. So yeah, and that particular one, she does mention the Red Wings, and I just sent it along to see if anything from the reading resonated with any of them, and Lenny tells me that,
Well, actually, that was the one that you tried to send us the night before.
Oh yeah, that I ended up
one, and I didn't get to watch it. And then that night I had the dream, and then I watched it the next morning before you called me. Or you messaged me, and I said, okay, I'm gonna watch it right now. And then I think you called me on break or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's really good. If you're looking for someone to do your tarot, she might be someone you want to look into.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Rachel? Have you met I'm sorry, was that all your spirit guides then?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Rachel? Have you met any of
well,
yours?
yeah, I have experience few days ago, and I was very curious because I never see my guides on dreams, or I just don't. I think I hear my guide, but I never
Saw
see
him.
or experience like seeing my guide. So I don't know how they look. So I was very curious, and one day I say, okay, let me see if I can see my guides. So let me do, I call my freestyle meditation. I call that because I'm trying to see something that I want to see. So that's why I call. It's like a freestyle, like a it's not it's my own meditation.
It's not for a specific reason. Is it that
Yeah,
it's not? Okay.
exactly. So, and I say, okay, let me see if I can see my guy because I'm very curious about that. So after I clean myself and I protect myself with the white light meditation, so I try to invite my guides to my sacred place, and I just invite my guides to sit with me and enjoy um and share with me, it was like a huh?
You connect with them?
Yes, yes. It was like a test for me. Just if I see something. And he was very surprised because I saw someone walking to me, but I expect a man. But when the guy he was in front of me, I say it on my mind like oh, it's a woman. So I hear the voice. She never opened the mouth, but I hear that on my mind. And she say, I'm feminine. And I say, okay, you can sit with me and you can enjoy the view with me. That's what I want. I don't want to do any contract. I don't want to do anything special, just to share time. And she say, I'm your guide. And I was look at her at the face. She was white. And I think she have like a dress, white dress, but I can see the face clear. It was like a blurry, but and I saw the hair. The hair it was light brown, a light brown. It was curly hair, but natural hair, and she make me feel peace. And after 5 seconds, I was look at the front, waiting if she say something more. And in my sacred place, I have a river at the front. And I was looking at the river, and across to the river, I saw a wolf. And this is my second time that I see a wolf on my meditation. And I hear my guide, and she say, he wants to come too, and in your meditation. But don't be afraid. He's come to you. Don't be afraid. Don't scare. And I say, okay. So I stand up, and I was waiting for him to cross the river. So when he was in front of me, he say, but in a man voice, he say, I'm your guide too. That's the only he say. And I look at him, and he was white, and like a white and gray, light colors.
Right.
And I don't know how can I explain that in English, but and he was moving very close to me, and he put her face on my forehead.
His muzzle, muzzles
Yeah,
it.
forehead with forehead
Forehead.
like this,
Head.
Oh,
and I saw like a purple light, and I saw a dragonfly, and I was like, what happened in my meditation? And
Mhm.
after that, I was looking like a purple light, purple. And he gave me a lot of image in my third eye. And I saw that. But I don't know what image, because it was so fast. he gave me like maybe 1,000 image at the same time, like
Wow.
and I was like, it was something
It was
weird.
like a download.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's what I
but
was
he
gonna
put the forehead with my forehead like this, like he was like
Mind to mind.
man to
Mhm.
man, and I was like this,
The
and
drawing like that.
yeah, and for me it was very surprised because now I know I have. Oh, I forgot to say something. My guide, the woman, she say, "You, I'm a guide, but you have more than one guide. You have more." But I saw the woman and I saw the wolf. But
Mhm.
this is my second time, like I did on a freestyle meditation, and a wolf come to me.
Mm.
But the first time it was across to the river. This time he coming to me.
That could be
And
your
the guy said he wants to come in your meditation.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
for
the
me,
guide told you that? I'm sorry. What did you
yes,
say?
she say he wants to come into your meditation. So don't be
Oh,
scared. Don't be
okay.
scared. Yeah. You know, because it's a wolf. So
Mhm.
sometimes people scared about,
you're the
about wolf.
Yeah. Me.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of wolf. The river, it was full of wolf, but across to the river. He
across.
was
Okay, like a
the
pack,
only,
like a
yeah,
wolf pack.
yes, he was the only, he crossed the river to come to me.
Okay.
And the first time that I saw a wolf on meditation, I saw him, my guide, because I know it's my guide now. He was across to the river, and I saw more wolf too. But it was very weird. And I remember I shared my meditation with Ginny. I said, that's weird because I never see animals in my
Mhm.
meditation.
Mhm.
In the same week, I found something about a wolf, about the experience with a medium with a wolf, like a book, like a history or something like that.
Mm.
And I said, oh my God, that's weird because I had a meditation with a wolf. And during this week, something coming to me, like information that I have to know or something like that.
They're trying to make further connection with you.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't know because I don't like wolf before or something like search on internet, nothing. And I don't see like movies or nothing about wolf. Nothing. Very weird.
And
So
in that one reading, she said, follow your pack or follow the wolf pack.
Mhm.
oh,
Said that.
who say that?
Yeah.
Who?
The Venusian light tarot.
Venusian.
The
Okay. Oh wow.
yeah. Yeah. She says that she does a very complete. I feel as though it's a very complete reading, and she gives a
Well-rounded.
lot of information in a short amount of time.
Yeah, they're well-rounded readings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after the meditation, now I feel I can trust more. Like I feel like now I know my guides, one of my guides, because I know I have more. So I feel more like trusted.
Let me see. I wrote mines down because I have a few, but mines have shown up in dreams. I haven't had to do any types of meditations to meet them. Um, all mines showed up in dreams. At least I think they're my spirit guides. I don't remember specific orders of how they've showed up in my life
Quick
or in
question.
my dreams. Yeah.
When you have come in contact with whom you think is your spirit guides, what type of feeling do you get from them?
I can't honestly answer that question because of the different situations I was in during my dreams. I
So was
think,
it depending, was it different with each one?
yeah, each dream was dramatically different. They're all I dream, I call them chaos dreams. I recently learned that it's an epic dreaming.
Yeah, epic dream.
So through epic dreaming, is how I've met them. Some more peaceful, in more peaceful situations than other. For example, I I call her, I don't know the names of any of my spirit guides, but there's one that I call her my star lady, and it's because she wears a uniform. It reminds me of Star Trek, the Star Trek series, and she has short white, like almost that silverish white color hair, bob, a sleek bob, and she was an older lady. And in that dream, I was running up a set of stairs. I was running. I don't even know why I was running, but I was running and doing acrobatics and all this kind of stuff. Run up a stairs, pull open a door, and slam my head right into a spider web. When the person pulls me out of the spider web, I'm freaking out. I'm going crazy because I'm thinking that there's spiders in my hair. My hair was like all like falling forward. And she takes me to a bathroom sink, and she's rinsing out my hair, and she's telling me to calm down. She's trying to get me to calm down, and I'm going crazy. And she's like, relax, it's gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay. She was like, you're not ready yet. And the spider web was really weird. It was like a gooey spider, it not like a normal spider web. It was like gooey, liquidy spider web. I don't know how to explain it, but I knew right then when she said, you're not ready yet. I knew I was connected to her. Like she was my guide or something like that. My the next one that I remember was my koi lady. And I don't remember the dream that well, but in the dream, I get to an area where there's like a big cherry blossom tree, and there was koi fish in the water. Like the tree was in water, and there was koi fish swimming around, and one of the fish swam up to me, and she turned into a woman. And she had, the kimono, she had like a long kimono on, and she had long black silky hair. She was Asian. But her eyes, even though I identified her as Asian, she had like, they were like big ovally eyes, almost cartoonish.
Eyes.
Yeah, but they were huge.
Mhm.
They were really huge. And she was like, I've been waiting to meet you. She said, that's what she told me. And we walked together on all the branches of this cherry blossom tree, but she didn't say anything else to me. And she had her hands were like inside of the kimono like this. And she was just walking, and I was following behind her. And I don't remember anything else from that one. Um, I met another one running in a warehouse. I got on and actually I realized that I met two in this one. I was in a warehouse. I went up to the fifth floor in like one of those I don't know what they call it. The elevators, but the kind that's for like work.
The
It has a name.
leaders.
A freight elevator, yeah. So I go up to the fifth floor in that elevator. I get off the elevator and I'm running. I'm like running for my life. And I'm seeing elephants everywhere. There's elephants all over the place and all this stuff. And I open a door. I run like to the end of the hallway, and I open a door, and I see this like blue goddess with a whole bunch of arms, and she's sitting like on a throne, and next to her, and I was reminded of this detail by my son because I had told him this when I first started talking to him about the spirituality and all this stuff. And he was like, he's like, Mom, what about your elephant guy? And I was like, my what? And he's like, your elephant guy. And I was like, what elephant? Like I couldn't remember. And then I remembered that she was there, but she was standing with, she was sitting on a throne cross-legged with all her arms. Next to her was standing like an elephant man. Which he gave me the name. He was like, Mom, I think that's somebody there. Ganesh or something like that.
What?
Ganesh is the name that he gave me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Hindu or Indian, or it's the same, but it's got the elephant head.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he wasn't blue in the dream. She was blue. He wasn't blue. And she had a whole bunch of arms. I saw that. I saw them. I did an about face and ran in the other direction. I did not stick around for introductions. I ran for my life, tried to get out of there, and I just kept on running in the whole rest of the dream. I'm telling you, I'm very athletic in my dreams. My other one, I have a gypsy guy. I'm not sure about him, but he's the first time that I saw him, and this is why I believe that he is, the first time I saw him was we were gypsies or something. I can't place where we were, what time frame, if it was past, present, because it was a mixture of everything. I saw him there in that dream. I saw him again when I was like sleeping on the streets, covered with a plastic bag. And he was there next to me, like laying down next to me. And then, and we were talking. We get up and then I'm dressed to the nines and we're walking like into this club. And he was like, come on, don't be afraid. Keep moving is what he tells me. And it's the same guy and he's in a suit. And then I saw him again dressed as a priest. And I was in a house of priests. But I needed to get out of that house. Like I needed to get out of there. And something was telling me, you don't belong here. You need to leave. You need to leave. You need to go. You need to go. You need to get out the house. And as I'm walking out the house, he's standing there dressed like a priest and he's looking at me and he's letting me leave, like he watched me leave the house. I also, well, that's where you come in, because I told you about my spirit guides and you mentioned the video where you had seen the different types of spirit guides. And I went ahead.
This video.
Yeah. So I went ahead and saw it and I realized, according to her, that I dreamt of another spirit guide, which is Jesus apparently is a spirit guide.
Does ascended masters can be spirit guides.
Right. I never would have placed him as my spirit guide because I consider him God. So I would never think of him as a spirit guide. But if it is, then yes, I dreamt of Jesus in one of my dreams. He came to me as kind of like a beggar or a shepherd. He was asking for shelter and he was asking for warmth, to warm up, for like warm clothes. He had on a blanket over his head and I let him in. I let him take shelter. Like I gave him a place to stay and I was giving him all my son's jackets. And that's how I met him he was very tall, really, really, really tall. And his eyes were blue, like crystal clear blue. And he seemed so familiar to me, like I had known him forever. Him of all the people that are present, and I've seen my grandparents in dreams and stuff like that. Of all the people, he's been the most, I didn't have any fear of him at the moment while I was dreaming. I'm telling you, I was giving him all my kids' jackets. When I woke up out of that dream, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? I just gave a man that walked into my house all my jackets. And talking to Ani, she's the one, she's like, Jeannie, I think you were dreaming about Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, I think you were dreaming about Jesus in the dream. I don't think it was a bad dream. And then it turned into a premonition dream where I saw my son's show. He came out doing the exact same things that came out in that dream. But I never thought of him as a guide. I didn't think of him as a guide. And then my spirit animal, I believe, are cats or felines. I've seen them in different variations. I saw a lion that was chasing me in an airport. And the dream was just as crazy as that just sounded. I was in an airport and a huge lion was chasing me. And then I saw, I was in a prairie where it was a whole bunch of lions, lionesses and lions all over the place. It was just, I don't know if I was in Africa or where I was, but it was a huge prairie full of lions. And then the next time I dreamt of cats, I walked into like a courtyard and there was a fountain and it was full of cats. Like the fountain didn't have any water, but the whole courtyard was full of cats. And then after that, recently I dreamt of cats with my brother, that I was in a house. And I saw my brother getting dressed to go somewhere. And there was like, when I opened the door, the whole hallway was full of cats again. So I suspect they're my spirit animal, but I'm not sure. And I'm a chicken when it comes to animals in real life. I love them. I love them from far away because I'm a chicken. But cats, I'll grab them. I'll pick them up and I'll cuddle them and everything. So it's really weird. And I have seen family members. So I don't know if they're visitation dreams or if they could also be spirit guides. Because I've seen both my grandmoms, but I think they're more in and I've seen a bunch of my uncles and stuff like that. I don't know if they come more in the way of messages and visitation than spirit guides. But yeah, that's my list of.
So last week I tried to do another test.
Uh-oh.
I was yes. Yeah, because I now I feel I can talk with my spirit guides, and I know I'm going to receive. How you say? I feel more
Confident.
Confident. Now I feel more confidence after the meditation. So I say, okay, let me do a test. I was so tired and I don't want to cook after my work. And I think it was like 7:00 and I decided to stop at the taquitos food truck. And I say, I'm tired and I don't have my cell phone with me. So I can't do anything. So I just waiting in here for my taquitos. And I say, okay, let me see how many people in here. So I count like eight people. So, okay, let me do something. I'm going to talk with my guides and let me wait if I hear something. So I try to do my protection in 5 seconds, imagine the light and protect me. And next, I say, okay, so I have my white candle light is on. And I say, so this is a symbol like I can receive for my guide or spirit, and I say, so now I'm ready to receive. If you can tell me something, you can tell me something now. So I'm on to receive. My Wi-Fi is on. So yeah, I'm trying to imagine me put the button on a Wi-Fi box, or
that's
like
actually very accurate about how it works.
Right.
Yeah. And at the next candlelight, you know. So that's my symbol from my guides that I'm on to receive, open to receive. So nothing happened. And I was like, guides, help me. So I'm trying to do that again. I put my Wi-Fi on and my mind, like, tick, and I put my candle light. Okay, this is a symbol, like I'm open for you. You can tell me something. I'm ready. So help me, guys. Be please be how you say claro,
Clear.
Clear.
like clear, be clear, and something that I understand. Please help me. So like 10 minutes later, I hear like illegals. And I say, come on. And I say to my guides, come on, be more clear because I don't understand and I don't know where it's, came from. Because we have 8 people. I have people in front of me, to the left, to the right. So I don't know. So try to be more specific. I say, okay, let me close my eyes and let me see if I can feel the energy at the left or at the right. So I close my eyes for 5 seconds and I say, oh my God, maybe people think I'm crazy or I'm sleepy or something like that. So I open my eyes because I don't feel anything. Like 5 seconds, I hear southwest. And I can't believe it that I say, oh my God, that's why you give me to the illegals and southwest. But I don't understand. But at the next day, I understand everything.
See, I would have pulled out a compass app. I'm like, so
Yeah. The guides, they are very specific. And when you think you don't understand or you think it's something stupid, no.
yeah.
No. And I say, okay, I'm going home. I have my taquitos. So whatever where the spirit, stay there because I'm hungry and I'm tired. But at the next morning, I talk with Jeannie and I say, try to do that. Try to do that. Maybe you're gonna hear something. And so when I finished to talk with Jeannie, something tell me, call Jeannie again. And tell her, what do you think about that, about the illegals word? Because I was thinking about like, okay, I'm in a Mexican food truck. Okay. So that's a reason maybe that I hear illegals. But I say no, because the owner of the food truck is American. And he's married with a Mexican, girl. So they are married. So
Yeah, she's
they
got
are
illegally.
American citizens.
Right.
Okay, so it was not for
Right.
food truck. So I remember when I ordered my taquitos, I saw someone sit on a chair close to the food truck. So I saw when he stand up and he went behind the truck or something, and I said, "Oh, so I can sit there." So when I was walking to sit, he was coming again at the same time, whoop, but he was first, and I sit and I say, "Oh my God!" But he never looked at me. I feel something like I have to look at him, but my mind, it was like think about nothing, but I have to look at him. I don't know why. Weird, something weird. I feel something weird. And when at the next day I understand, I say, okay, my guide says southwest. So it was the guy, but he was the white guy, so he was not Hispanic. So I say, you know what? Maybe illegals, it was not the illegal people in this country. And I say, I think illegal is coming from someone who doing, something illegal, not illegal people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was very surprised. And I say, you know what? I take my ego out. And I say, you have to learn about that. Because the guides tell you it's coming from the west, southwest, and we are in the south. All the people, it was at the right, at the left, and in front of me. And I asked. So they was very specific.
Yeah. If you ask for very specific answers, a lot of times you will get that very specific answer.
Yeah. I think the voice, it was the woman that I saw in the meditation.
You recognize it?
Maybe because I feel more confidence after I saw her. So now I feel like I can talk with her and I can receive. In my work, I can do that. And I don't want to do that in my work, testing the guys, because I'm working in a place, who live in old people. So a lot of people die, pass away there. So
There.
maybe it's
Yeah.
very stressful for me.
Sometimes you have to be careful about where you try to connect.
Yes.
What you're trying or who you're trying to connect with, because you can send a signal out there and the wrong person can answer.
Yeah.
Especially depending on where you are. If you're in a place like that, like a place like a nursing home would hold a lot of energy,
Yeah.
because so many
Ooh.
people passed away there.
So in my work, I have to be closed. Wi-Fi off.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many spirits there?
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't.
So I can't trust. I can't do that there. I have to be off.
Hospitals, hospices, nursing homes, prisons, penitentiaries, mental institutions are all places that tend to hold a lot of energy, because such strong emotions take place in the buildings. They're going through difficult things at those times, and it all adds to the energy, and the buildings will hold it. It'll
Mhm.
up over time. That's why, like, when you go into some of those places, you just feel so uncomfortable, because you can feel all the heaviness from all the energy built up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes sense. I would be completely off. I don't know if I could work in a place like that. I don't, I've been picky and choosy about where I live, because when I can be, because of stuff like that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
some houses I would get more visitations than others, depending on where I lived.
Yes.
Yeah.
And depend about your house. It's an old house.
But from Ani, I got the idea. Well, she told me to do the test with the guides, and I did. Nothing happened. And I was like, no, nothing happened. I haven't seen anything. But I was curious because haven't had any. I've dreamt of angels from afar. Like I've seen one angel on a horse. Well, a bunch, like a legion of angels, but one in particular stood out to me, and she was in the front, and she had long blonde hair on a horse. But I don't know, like if those are my angels, like my archangels or whatever, or my guides. Um, but I asked, trying to see, and they spoke. I think they spoke to me the other night, and it was really eerie, but at the same time they left me with a loving sense feeling, like I felt really loved and taken care of. And what they told me was, we are here. But it sounded funny because it was like an AI voice, like a real digitalized female voice that spoke to me. So I don't know. And I kind of got the sense that it was angels, but I wasn't sure. But then I did a guided meditation, which is by it's a YouTuber, Rising Higher Meditation, and the meditation is called Meet Your Spirit Guides, and it's a guided meditation. So I did that, and I was in bed because it's the only time that I can really like take time for meditating. So I laid down, turned off all the lights, and was in bed, and I put that on. I was lying on my side, and it's a pretty good meditation. If you want to try it, I recommend it. um but I don't know why it comes to a certain part where she tells you that you're standing in front of a set of stairs, and so I visualized myself at the bottom of the stairs with this, going up. She was actually talking about you being at the top of the stairs going down. So while she's telling people to go down the stairs, I'm marching up the stairs. And it's like I'm going against what she was saying, but something was telling me to go up the stairs. So I did. And when I did, there was a flash of light right in my face. So I kind of like I jumped out of the meditation kind of. But there was nothing. Like my cell phone, I had it face down, and mine's doesn't blink for anything. Like I don't have any time of notifications that'll flash my flashlight or anything, but there was a big flash of light that woke me up. Like it pulled me out of the trance, and it startled me. But there was nothing in my room. It was dark, I was alone. I was like, what, like, what was that? So I try to go continue on with the meditation. I got to the water. It has a water scene very similar to what Ani described in her meditation, her sacred place. But I got there and I sat there by myself for a little. Nobody ever came to me. But I wonder about that flash of light, if that's what it,
Yeah.
if they tried to come to me and I got scared, and so they kept away or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I've never actively tried to reach out to mine.
No. But you were gonna mention the 9 different types that Lisa, is it Lisa Lo?
Christina Lip?
Christina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She mentions 9 different kinds, spirit animals. She was saying those are also a type of spirit guide. She said they're meant to guide us throughout life for both the big and small things. And generally they're trying to guide us through all the things we're meant to learn and finding our purpose, fulfilling the purpose. The archetype is the one where she mentioned the Hindu goddess Kali, which is the one that you dreamt of, right?
Okay. Just the blue armed one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The picture she showed, she had 4 arms. She says
Mine's had more arms.
yeah, I know which one there's one particular statue or engraving or something where it shows she has like all these arms like that. But in the picture, when I looked up specifically what Loops said, she said it was a Hindu goddess, Kali, and her picture, she had 4 arms. She said she likes to connect with Kali and Durga. When you connect with them, they're warrior gods. So you connect with them through strength and stuff like that, like trying to gain a strength from them, like a warrior, like strength from them and stuff like that.
Okay.
She said plants, especially old trees, can be a type of spirit guide, because old trees are so connected in the ground.
Do you remember I had a dream of, ooh, I wonder if that's a different one.
Yeah,
Because I dreamt of, actually Ani was in the dream carrying a little baby who I later found out, well, she ended up passing away. But in the dream, Ani was with me and she's carrying this baby. And the whole time I'm looking at the baby, I was like, wow, whose baby is that she's carrying the whole time? And we end up walking to a big willow, a weeping willow.
Mhm.
It was huge weeping willow, and we're standing underneath it. And I don't know what to call them, but these like tree-like sprites come up from I don't know where, and they're talking to me, like they're yelling at me on the floor, like they're in the ground and in the branches, and they're like, like talking at me. And I'm like, why are they upset? But I was there in the weeping willow with Ani, and she had a baby. The baby later passed away. I won't go into details about it. She hadn't been born yet when I had the dream. So that's why I didn't know who the baby was. But you mentioned the trees, and it reminded me of that dream.
Yeah, she said really old trees, especially, can transfer information to you, be a type of guide. She did talk about that. And she was talking about, she said, archangels, the ascended masters, the gods and the goddesses, relatives, ancestors, the animals, plants, and I'm not gonna remember some.
The ascended masters.
Yeah, I counted them in there. See, I've never tried to connect with mine. Like, I asked them the question the one time, but I've never purposely tried to meet them. They've just come to me. One time I was on a roll with my meditation, and I was in the middle of waking up and falling asleep one morning. Not yeah, I was in the middle of waking up from my sleep, when you're not fully awake, but you're still, yeah. And I heard we're proud of you, or something like that. It was a distinct, like, outside, like, I don't know, it was weird. And then she went into detail about like how to connect with them. You want to have an intent to connect and focus on the guide you want to connect with. And spirit guides are high vibrational. That was another thing. She said usually they're high vibrational, especially like the archangel spirit guides, that they have to lower their vibration a little bit in order to meet with us. We have to raise ours, and they have to bring theirs down in order to meet in the middle. High vibration is the only way to connect with them. So when you're going through high vibration, calm, like you're in calm but high vibration, it's easier to connect with them. Meditate, meditate, and meditate.
Yeah.
Meditation. So you want to clear your mind, think about who you want to connect with. Always maintain, she specified heavily, always make sure you, in your intention when you're going to meditate to connect with them, to always specify that you want to connect with the light beings, your spirit guides of light and stuff like that. You only want to connect with light beings. Yeah, and she said they can help you through all kinds of things in life. I watched a bunch of them, and she had the best breakdown.
Okay.
The way she explained them and everything.
I mean, I guess if you had a takeaway from this, think about it. Go back and think about your past dreams, because I didn't meditate to try to find out who my spirit guides were in the past. They presented themselves to me in like the tree. I never thought of the tree as a spirit guide. I didn't think of my Jesus dream as a spirit guide, or the blue goddess as I was unsure about her and my gypsy guide. Be open-minded about it, I guess, because they could be. I don't know any of their names. A lot of people do know the names of their spirit guides. So maybe, like Ani said, where now she feels more confident in communicating with her spirit guide and sure about the fact that they're gonna send her signs. I think I tested mine's was the dream with actually I asked for signs I was very unsure about all of this, about exploring my gifts. I was very unsure if this is something that I wanted to continue trying to learn and teach my son due to my religious background. Because I was raised Catholic, and it's kind of taboo, I guess, this whole thing. So I asked for signs from my spirit guides, and my spirit guides are very communicative with me. They always send me feathers. I receive a lot of feathers from my spirit guides. I receive a lot of there's a certain plant, a Trinitaria, they call it in Puerto Rico. I see those flowers are also signs for my spirit guides. And you feel it, you kind of know when it's from your spirit guides or when it's something random. You get that knowing feeling. But I wanted to be sure. I needed to be sure about this whole situation. So I prayed and I asked God for a sign. I was like, and I chose a sign, and I got the idea from, I forget if it was, who was it, Pat Longo or Suzanne, or was it Suzanne Giesman, is it?
I think that's how you pronounce your guy's name.
Yeah. It was one of them had recommended to ask for a specific sign from your guides to see in this. Is it Pat Longo? I can't remember.
I think Susan.
Is it Susan?
I think
Okay,
so.
well, one of
Because
them
we always
recommends
talking about signs.
Yeah, one of them recommends that you ask us for a specific sign, and I did. Because I'd been receiving feathers, and I even had one that confirmed, which was my peacock feather. That one confirmed my feather situation for me. Somebody was like, "Oh, well, you see feathers all the time." It's like, yeah, but I know that these are my spirit guides leaving me feathers. So I asked for gorillas. I asked for a monkey, but me and my husband have an inside joke about gorillas. So, but the weeks passed and I didn't receive any sign. And then one day my son comes to me and he tells me, he's like, "Mom, I had the weirdest dream. I had a dream that I saw you in the backyard in a tower and you were surrounded by gorillas." And I was like, and he's like, "Yeah." And not only that, I got the idea from a story that one of those two authors, I'm not sure which, and I'm sorry, I'll find out and we'll link it below.
I think it's a fan.
Yeah, and the story that most inspired me was of this guy. They wanted to see a sign of a giraffe and the Eiffel Tower so he could be sure. He was like, "Because you can see Eiffel Towers everywhere, but you can't see an Eiffel Tower and a giraffe."
Laura,
Who?
from the book Laura Jackson.
I can't remember who is it from,
The
but I
book
will get it for
the
you.
sign of the signs, the language of the universe.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
So I asked for the sign. We will link it in, I'm sorry. But so I asked for the sign of the gorilla. Well, my son saw me in a tower, standing in a tower in the backyard, full of gorillas, and he said there was another animal there, but he can't remember what it was. But it was just as tall as the tower. And I'm guessing it's the giraffe. So not only did they send me the gorilla, but they sent me the gorilla and they sent me the giraffe and they sent me the Eiffel Tower, all three in one. Through my son, through my most, I guess my most powerful gift, which is dreaming or claircognizance. That's the way they used my son to give me my sign, so that I wouldn't doubt what I was getting. So they are very specific, like Ani had said before. And if you want them to be clear, they'll be clear.
They will. Yeah. I had asked for a dragon sign and it started bombarding me from everywhere. Like everywhere.
Yeah, you gotta have faith in what you're doing. You gotta trust that they're gonna be there, that they're gonna answer you. Ani hadn't had a visual with her spirit guides, and she went for it and she got it. Like she wanted to see them and they presented themselves to her. because she's very dedicated to her medications. I mean, to her
Meditation.
I'm
to
trying.
her
I'm trying.
meditation. But you are. So, and it works for you. And you know, just trust that you're going to be able to see them. Trust that process.
I forgot to tell you something.
Yeah.
When I saw the guy coming to me, I the first time I saw a light.
You did?
Yes, I saw the light. You know, like when she was walking in a light. So when she was very close to me, I saw her face. But she was walking on a light.
Like a halo around her?
Yeah. So
Hmm.
I don't see her very clearly. So she was very far, walking far to me. But I saw the light.
Mm.
A light
The,
the first time.
the only light that I've seen is that flash or that bang of light that I saw.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I don't even think that was in my head. I think that was like outside. I don't know.
Mhm.
Because all the other ones, at least for me, all the other ones, I've seen them pretty clearly. Like I've been able to like see them up close. Even the ones that I ran away from, like I ran right up to them and ran right away. So I don't know. But what about yours, Len? Have you been able to see them clearly or any light?
Just the two. The one that I dreamt about as a kid, but her face has faded away, but I got a general idea. And the one that I saw in my dream from when I was asking the question from my guides, and then the one where we were in the plane and he was flying the plane.
Did you see him clearly?
Uh-huh. I saw his
Yeah.
face.
Okay.
Usually I don't see their faces are blurred or blacked out. Whenever I dream, my epic dreams where I'm in that same place that I dream about all the time. Whenever I'm in my house that I have in that place, they're always there. I can't see their faces, but I know that they're family and guides. They feel like family. They feel like loved ones. And they're always just, prattling around the house or whatever, doing whatever as I'm going through my craziness in my dream. I've had them. There was the one dream where she came directly up to me. I think I was saying that earlier. She was standing like right in front of me and she had on like a big caped hood type thing and she was really tall. Like I remember like looking up at her like that. And I think she spoke to me mentally like Ani was saying with hers. The guy, I have to give him a name because now,
Your pilot.
yeah, the pilot. The pilot, his face was clear. He spoke to me directly. With them, it's always like mental conversation or telepathy, I guess. And she was warning me about something. She was telling me that was actually one of my lucid dreams. When I realized I was dreaming,
I wonder if the ones that you can't see are are could they be angels maybe?
they don't give me that vibe.
No.
They feel like family.
Hmm.
They feel
Ancestors?
they feel like loved ones.
Okay.
My guides feel like I can tell they're there for me. I can feel like love and concern type of.
No, I mean the one that the big one, the one with the cloak.
Yeah, they feel like they're there for me. Like I can't explain it. The one with the cloak that was right in front of me, I just remember what she told me. I took her for her word because I knew I could trust her. Like that, like I know her. Like I talked to her and she talked to me like we knew each other. And then the guy, I just feel safe around him. Like, he gives off like a wisdom, elderly, wise, safe type of vibe. And then the ones in the house, I can tell it's a mixture because they're like, some are like, the colors are lighter and brighter than others, but they're all sticking out. Um, and they just feel like family. Like, I know they're family. I can't, it's like when I tell you I can feel someone is with me, if it's one of our uncles or, our grandparents or whatever, I can tell if it's them or not. I can just feel them. Like, I could feel our one uncle,
Mm-hmm.
and
Because
it's
like
identifying feeling with.
I'm asking because um because I've had like, especially when I dream of parties, that for me is is a message of problems or of a death. um I'll have these dreams and those will be filled with family, because usually our parties are family, and I'll see like our immediate family, but I'll also see other people there that I don't know who they are, but I know that they're family, because
Right.
it is a family gathering. But
Because
my
you have a feeling
yeah, but
they make me they
I
make you
feel
feel
like
something.
I feel like I'm with family in those situations. Pero with my other guides, with like the ones that I mentioned, the list, the koi lady, the star, the gypsy, they, I felt safe with them, but I knew they were not family.
No, that's why I said, like, there's a mix. Like, the ones that come up to me, I'll feel safe and I feel love come off of them,
Hmm.
but it feels like I've known them. And then the
But
ones that are in the house always feel like family.
oh, okay,
There's
but so it could be an angel, your big one.
I
No.
I don't it didn't give off that type of vibe. It just didn't give off that type of, it's hard to explain. And like,
Just somebody familiar,
yeah, like the energy. Like
but
I
not
was
family.
like I was looking in the mirror, right, in my dream, and all of a sudden she appeared behind me. Like, just woof. I didn't jump, I didn't get scared, I didn't nothing. And it was at right after I realized I was dreaming, she popped up. And then I turned, something happened to the side, and I was gonna go that way. And she told me, "They don't want you." And I stopped and I just, "They don't want me." And she was like, "They don't want you." And then I woke up. But it was like, how do you explain it? If like, if when you know someone who's like a mentor, a trusted mentor who you like love or something like that, and has genuine care for you, so you would take whatever they tell you, um their word is gold to you. Like, you can
Hmm.
trust whatever, that's what it feels like, that type of feeling. I didn't hesitate to listen to her. I wasn't afraid of her. I knew she was telling me the truth. It's a different feeling from when it's the family. I can
Hmm.
It's the family.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just I'm looking to see if you're able to tell the difference between each.
I
Because like
feel in my meditation, I feel a big difference between of the woman and the wolf,
mhm.
because the woman make me feel peace, but the wolf, I think he was coming to me to make me feel strong,
Mm.
That's what
love,
I said in the video.
like yeah, like he loved me, but he want me. He gonna give me strength, like strong, like to be strong.
Christina
Okay.
Oops said that about spirit animals.
Oh, good
They give
to
you
know.
their medicine.
Good,
So
because
whatever they are known for, I guess, they try to impart that strength or that characteristic into you when you need it. They appear when you need them.
I feel like it was some okay, like they love me both, but in different ways.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, I can tell they love me and they care for me, but it feels like I've known, like, they're a mentor, a guide, someone that I can trust and be guided by. Where the family love, it just feels like family. It feels like family love. And sometimes they're mingled in the house. I can tell some of them are guides and some of them are family. They just illuminate differently. I guess
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to say earlier. You can feel the love off of both of them, but it feels different. Like a friend's love and a husband's love feels different.
Mm-hmm.
It's that type of feel. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because the only ones I'm unsure of, and not that I'm unsure of, but is the goddesses, the blue god and the elephant guy, because I ran away from them. But I was scared in the dream. I can't remember what it was that was happening to me in that dream, but I ran away from. And then my star lady.
She did say that the goddesses can be intimidating,
Mm-hmm.
something like
She
that.
was huge.
Yeah. That they have a very powerful presence about them, especially the warrior spirit guides.
Mm-hmm.
They just have a very strong presence about them. Yeah.
Yep. I backtracked out of there as fast as I could. It was like I walked in. What was the feeling that I had? It was like I went in there and it's like I was able to see them, but that's it, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Like, and then I had to get out of there. And that's what it felt like. I don't know. I was just overall scared in that dream. And the same thing with the spiders. I was more focused on the fear of the spiders than but once she said, "You're not ready yet," I understood completely that she was there for me. And when she was washing my hair out, like I knew she was there for me and she was trying to help me. But I was so focused on the spiders that I didn't really stop to consider, hey, also I didn't know back then a lot about spirit guides.
Me neither.
I didn't know a lot of it. My koi lady she was very I want to say regal. She was
Yes.
very, yes, that's what she felt like. But I felt like they were there for me. The goddesses, no. The goddess and I didn't get that feeling from them. But everybody else, yeah. And then the Jesus, him, I felt like I knew him forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. He's and my cats, did I get strength from them? I have no clue because I was with the fountain area. I was intrigued. I was like, what is all these cats doing here? In the airport, I was scared because he was trying to break into where we were and we weren't trying to let him in. Um, in the prairie, I was like, we need to get out of here. Like, I
You
think it's,
talk about a lot of animals, though.
I do.
The only animal I ever remember dreaming about is the snake, and it was warning me about a snake in my life. I had like 3 dreams like that, 2 or 3, where it was warning me, and that was it.
Could that be your spirit animal? I wonder.
Well, I am a fire snake.
Wow.
I'm a fire snake. Yeah.
So serpent is yours, most likely your spirit animal then.
Serpent and dragons,
Mm.
they're connected. Well, I don't know if the dragon is my spirit animal, but I feel a connection with dragons. I don't know why.
See, like recently I saw gorillas in my dream, but I think they're more related to the sign that I asked for specifically
Right.
than
Right.
like those. My animals have shown up at random times for random reasons. And That's why I assume they are my spirit guide. My animal, what is it? Animal guide?
Your animal spirit guide. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. She has a whole separate video on that. I watched it a long time ago and it was really good. Definitely check out the 9 types of powerful spirit guides. And if you're calling on your ancestors too, to call on ancestors that identify with the light. Because like what we were
Actually, in everything that you do, I
especially
recommend.
with the light, yeah, you always focus on the light side of things. Don't focus on the dark side of things. Dark spirit guides, or maybe I read something about it when I was
Low frequency
yeah,
is what.
but I can't remember what they were saying about it. And I don't when they started talking about darker, lower vibrational, I don't. I like to watch stuff about higher vibration and the light and things like that. I don't even want to like connect with anything by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
true.
try to steer from there. It's I didn't years ago. I didn't believe in spirit guides and stuff like that. And then as I've gone down the journey and the path, you start learning, and then I've been recognizing mine in my dreams because I was trying to figure out who are these people in my house in my dreams and stuff. And when they were like, "Oh, your spirit guides can be ancestors and stuff like that," and then they were saying like your ancestors will be around you, protective. I was like, it like just ding, ding, ding. Oh my God, that's what that was, and that's what that was, and that's what they were, and stuff like that. Yeah, I've
I think.
evolved on the subject. When I was looking, some people were saying that spirit guides are people you've never met, and they were born. They had to have been born, lived on the planet, passed on, and some of them will connect with you depending on what you're doing. So, for instance, let's say for us, right? Let's say we got assigned a new spirit guide. It could have been a radio broadcaster from, eras ago and stuff like that. That could be here to help guide us because they have a sense of how this works and they can help be your muse and help guide you and direct you and things like that. And then others were saying there usually are your past ancestors and stuff like that. So it depended on who you were reading. And I know some people think their spirit guides are angels, like all angels are spirit guides. Some people, like I was saying, they think that all past relatives and ancestors are spirit guides. Other people think that they are higher vibrational beings that have always been and will always be spirit guides, have never lived life. So there's a lot of different philosophies out there. I guess it all depends on what you resonate with and what you identify with. If you feel uncomfortable calling them your spirit guides and you feel more comfortable saying your angels, then, that's what you identify with. That's what you call on. That's what you want to connect with. You don't have to be boxed in when it comes to this type of stuff. But the biggest thing I will always emphasize is always remember to ask to connect with the light. You don't
Yeah.
connect with someone that isn't there for your best interests or, things like that. Always be careful about what you're trying to connect with, who you're trying to connect with.
Mm-hmm.
Strong and make sure your intentions of who you're trying to connect with are extremely clear in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was trying to do my test, I imagined a white light candle, like a symbol, like I just try to connect with the spirit walking in the white light. That's my symbol too.
Yeah. And that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very good idea.
Symbol like a spirit with a good energy and means that like I'm open to receive. Like it's on. So it's both. For me it's both.
Mm-hmm.
And I say another one about the Wi-Fi. Important. But I think everything, we have to use symbols too, because I think the guides send us symbols. So I think we connect with them too about symbols too.
I think
I
it's
think
easier
so.
for them to send us messages through symbols than it is to speak directly to us the way they have at times.
Yeah.
Like when I think you and we were discussing on one of the episodes, I think it was the Claire's episode, we were distinguishing between the spirit's voice and spirit guide, and
Yeah.
that would probably be the second experience that I had with a spirit guide. Now I'm identifying it as a spirit guide. I didn't know what it was before. And they told me I was gonna get pregnant with my son. I'd been trying for 4.5 years to get pregnant with my youngest after the doctors told me it's a very low chance that I would get pregnant again. Yeah, I was in church and meditating and praying about it and all of that, and the voice, like, it's gonna happen, you know, they told me certain things. And I told my mom about it that very day. And then like 2 months later, I was pregnant with my youngest. Yeah. Like sometimes there's so many experiences, you forget them, and like
Mm-hmm.
be talking, you're like, "Oh, I remember," and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah. In my case, my spirit guides, most common form of communication is what I've always referred to as my subconscious. It's just that voice in the back of your head that's talking to you, and they've probably been communicating with you for so long and you just don't realize it, and you become so accustomed to it, sometimes you don't pay attention to it. Me in particular, I
You
think
purposely
things.
ignore it because you're like, "What in the hell is that?"
Well, yeah, I mean, one time they were telling me to drink water and drink water and drink water and drink water and drink water. And until I realized, I like, wait a minute. And it took me seeing a video where somebody else was talking about drinking water and how their spirit guide. And I was like, that's what it was all this time. As a matter of fact, you can ask Ani. I was After that, I had another episode with water where they've been telling me for I don't even know how long, drink water before you drink your coffee. Drink water. And I am literally on the phone because she calls me early in the morning. We accompany each other on our way to work. And they'd been telling me this. Drink water before you drink your coffee. But it's the voice in the back of your mind. So I'm telling her offhandedly, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. They've been telling me to drink water before I drink anything else, like make sure that's the first thing you do in the morning. And sometimes when I'm rushing, I'll grab my coffee and drink my coffee and have my breakfast, and then I'll have my drink of water. And they've been badgering me for I don't know how long to make sure I drink water first, like a big gulp of water before I do anything else.
Yeah, and I remember when you tell me about that drink water, I think I told you, I was making coffee and I say drink water before coffee.
Yeah.
At the same time, the same day, I can believe it. So now I always drink water,
Yeah.
a little bit before, because maybe it's a reminder,
Yeah.
a reminder.
And the thing is that you're so busy with your day-to-day stuff.
Yeah, and the sugar.
You don't realize that they're communicating to you. They're trying to get you to do something. And it's either for your own benefit or because maybe somebody else close to you needs to hear it.
Yeah.
Or someone you're going to come in contact with needs to hear it. So pay attention, because you'd be pleasantly surprised at how it is that they've been communicating with you. It might shock you.
I will say, of all the experiences that I've had, the experiences with my spirit, like the last two dreams and stuff with my spirit guides and asking them the question, has been the most fun I've had with any of my gifts. It's just, I can't, I guess because they're explained as high vibrational beings. There's such a, it feels so light. Like there's no darkness in my connection with them. There's no, you know, I still associate so many things with the scary childhood stuff that
Mm-hmm.
this feels like full on lightness, and it makes it more like I enjoy it. I actually enjoyed finding out that the pilot was my spirit guide. Like that was an enjoyable process. So on our upcoming episodes, we're going to be talking about manifesting, signs and synchronicities, and light workers.
Hopefully, the information we shared with you today has been helpful or beneficial in some way to you. And please remember to trust the process. We thank you for staying with us and hope you will join us on another episode of Discovering Our Gifts.